butterfly in the sky. I can fly twice as high. Take a look, it's in the book. Reading Rainbow, reading Rainbow. This is my new best friend. Thanks to Danyal W for sending this to me. I love it. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another Revenge of the Q&A. As you can see, it's almost nighttime outside because I am slowly turning into a blueberry. But that's okay. It's all these damn monitors. But we'll try to make this one quick because I got a ton of new questions this week. Threw them all in the hat. We'll see what happens. My butterfly friend here is ready. And let's do this thing. But first, I have a very big announcement. It's actually less of an announcement and more of a shamelessly plugging my own ego. It just so happens that the Elder Scrolls Online is holding a contest. And this contest is to name a dark elf. And they say you can name him anything within, like, canon reason, and they'll put him in the game, whoever wins the contest. I say we rig this contest. I think everyone should email. I actually have the email here. If you send an email to community@elderscrollsonline.com with the subject line, The Nameless Mage Contest, and in this email, everyone writes for their name, CESSE JOX. I want this so badly, you have no clue. Besides that, you also have to include your real name, a valid address, and your email address. There's one entry per person, and that's really it. I'm telling you, we got this thing. Just bombard them with like, hey, we want this as a character. I want this as a character. Anyway, enough of all that. By that, I mean shameless whoring. Let's get down to the hat. Question the first. This comes from Vlykos4. Hey, Jesse Cox, I just wanted to ask you a quick question. Okay. That question being, where do you find most of the music you listen to? I am mostly referring to the music that you play on Twitch TV. I think your musical tastes are stellar for the most part. Thanks. And you are a great asset to the YouTube gaming community. I hope I didn't take up too much of your time. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you, Vlykos4. Let's see. Most of the places I get my music, if you're talking about remixes, OC Remix is the best place ever. It's wonderful. Another really good site is Ear It Now, like Hear It Now, but with ear, so Ear It Now. It's a blog or Tumblr, I think, and this guy posts all these indie rock bands or punk or ska or rap or blues or folk or whatever type of indie style music you can think of. He has it there, and it's terrific. I find all sorts of bands I've never heard of, and actually that end up being popular 6 months down the road. He's dead on. He's amazing. That's a place I go. That's a lot of where the music I get comes from. I also, being bored while rendering or uploading, will search on YouTube for songs that I like, and then the remixes of those songs. So, for example, the Fat Rat remix of Somebody That I Used to Know, that song. I love that remix. I think it's great. He does a lot of other ones. It's that way you can find people who are either just starting or are big, but no one's like, oh, I know that person. He's awesome. A lot of club mixes and stuff like that. It's really great. YouTube is actually pretty awesome for that kind of stuff. And what other things do I do? I mean, really, it's all about having just a wide variety of musical tastes. I love all music, all of it. Classical, rap, jazz. I don't think there is one that I don't like. I mean, you know I love ska, and ska's like one slow song away from being big band, really. And so, it's really about just being open to the fact that all music is actually kind of really good. There are some songs, for example, that are designed by boardrooms. I'm not pointing any fingers, Justin Bieber, but you can understand how they're targeted at certain demographics rather than just being good music, which is kind of sad, but yeah. So I guess I like almost all music, but I can see how people would like the music I don't like, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Question the second. This comes from Nonsensical Gaming. Is this where Q&As go? Yes. Yes, it is. I was wondering what tricks you use to get those smooth vocals. Oh, Lord. I never hear any keyboard or mouse clicks. The only sound I ever hear is super loud motorcycles. That's that asshole outside who drives around. He has like 4 motorcycles, and they're all like from the 1920s, and he's like, I'm refurbishing them. And he drives around and tests them all damn day, and it's like, brrr. It's annoying as hell. I truly hate that person. Needless to say, it's because I have a pretty decent quality microphone. It's a VO1A, VOA1, one of the two. It's like $200, $230, something like that. It's the next level up from a, like, I always recommend a Samson C01U or 3U. They're both really good USB microphones that hook into a USB. This one is a legit XLR microphone. So basically you have to have special equipment to work this. That's why it sounds a little better. Why you don't hear any clips and claps is because it's on a Rode mic stand boom thingy. You can probably hear the in the background. You can probably hear that. That is basically connected to the far end of my desk. So it's in the air, so it doesn't get... Most of the time when you hear clicks, it's not the click of the keyboard, it's the pressure on the ground of you tapping it, and the reverb goes to your microphone if it's on your desk or whatever. And then these are multi-directional, so it can either do this side you can hear stuff from, or this side, or both, or all around, and I have it just pointing directly at my face. So it doesn't pick up anything behind it. I can go like this, I can snap or whatever, and it won't pick it up. And the idea is that it's more professional. It should help you in the long run. I would not recommend it for everyone, because if you've seen TB's latest microphones, he bought a new one, and it's just a pain in the ass to set up. Once you get a new microphone, it takes weeks to find your, like, sweet spot. And in that time, you're just like, oh, I hate my life. So that's a thing. But, yeah, it's all about reverb. And you can see I have a shock mount and a spitty thingy, a pop filter. This pop filter and shock mount come together. I don't know why anyone would want to know this stuff, but I guess some of you do. Most pop filters are like screens of a like meshy cloth, so when you go it doesn't come through in the actual thing. This one is more of a like cheapo version, but it's because I didn't want to have a giant thing in front of my face in front of all my videos like this, so that's why that's there. And then there's a shock mount, and the shock mount just absorbs shocks. That's pretty much it. There's other things the shock mount does, but that's, you know, that's my simple Jesse terms. Hopefully this works for you. Hopefully that answers you know, fit your question there, because it's a lot, I know. The other day, Dodger was looking into a new microphone, and we had maybe a 10-minute conversation about, like, what type of microphone would you like? And when I gave her the options, her mind exploded, because it's very confusing. Even I don't know all the ins and outs of it. So, yeah, it's a lot. So I would stick with a C03U or C01U. In fact, if you want to get like next level up from like a microphone headset, the C01U comes in a podcast package on Amazon for like $135. If you're willing to spend that kind of money on a microphone, that's the way I would go. It works really well, and it's, you know, what I used from about 2000 until 2008. When I did auditions and stuff for voice acting, or did like recording stuff for old machinima that went on to win BlizzCon titles. So it sounds really good, so keep that in mind. That was a long time to talk about microphones. Right now, 90% of the audience is just zoned out. But you and me, buddy, you and me, Nonsensical Gaming, we're good. And finally, question the third. This comes from 1342576. Great name. Hey Jesse, I've been watching your Q&A, and somewhere in there you mentioned dealing with criticism and negative comments. So in contrast to that question, I like to ask, what's the best comment you've ever received? Thank you. Maybe that one. That was very nice of you. Really, my favorite comments are the ones where it's like, my grandfather or my grandmother watches you, my kid brother or kid sister watches you, and we sit down and watch you together, or my mom and I watch you together, or, I've gotten some really like heartfelt, really touching ones. I got one. I think it involved a Marjorie Reese. I believe that was her name, and she was this guy's grandmother, and the two of them used to watch me together, and then she died, and like it was this cute. It was so sad. And there's one on Tumblr that was very similar to that, and it does seem sad, right? But to me, I'm so touched and humbled by those, because of the fact that I can in any way contribute to the bonding of two completely different generations, especially, you know, I can't even begin to tell you how honored I am for. I mean, seriously, I got nothing. I mean, it's truly honoring to be even associated with something like that. So, you know, those really touch me. And just daily, I get people saying, like, thank you. And every time I read that, I'm like, no, thank you. Because you guys are the ones who make any of this possible and worthwhile. All this stuff back there is from you guys. This is things people have sent me, and I cherish every last bit of it. I cherish every last bit of it, and it's, you know, you guys are the best. So even though I think you take criticism personally, the comments that I get, they're like, way to go, man, you really inspire me. That kind of stuff sticks with you a lot longer. And even though at the moment you're like, I hate X Sephiroth X who said I sucked, right? It passes. But the things that stay with you are the well wishes and things like that, and the amazing stories of how you've, even in the smallest way, touched someone's life. That's too much for me, man. You always forget. I'm glad you reminded me. You always forget how many people are just genuinely good and kind and wonderful out there, and you guys are the best. I know this is a really cheesy, sentimental way to end a Q&A, but you are. And I thank every last one of you. So, yeah. Anyway, that's it for the Q&A this week, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next week. And as always, please submit your questions. You can do it here. You can private message me. All that stuff works. We keep track of all of them and throw them in the hat. So, again, thank you. And as always, to be continued. I love you guys. Advertise like shameless whores.